So briefly, what is an operating model specifically? So your asset will normally require an operating model after it's met some key milestones. It will likely be through construction and earning revenue, and it will have a fixed financing structure in place. It will soon be ready to start making payments to debt and equity holders. And one of the key outputs of the operating model will be metrics around showing the planned payments are affordable for the asset. It might also go by another name. I've had it called, for example, a monitoring model, or there may be other names, but it's the model for doing that. Because of when and how they're used, operating models are very different to transaction models. In an operating model, you can jettison a lot of the financing complexity from the transaction model. You now know what your financing structure is. You no longer need a lot of options around the facility types or the capability to do debt sizing based on ratio and gearing constraints. Even if there is a refi at a later date, it is likely that a specific transaction model will be built for that transaction. Like, no matter how flexible your operating model is, it's likely that would happen. And then the operating model would later be updated to reflect the outcome of that refinancing. However, an operating model must take historic information, which transaction models don't tend to. Because this is so structural, it has to flow into every single one of the financial statement line items. It is really hard to retrofit that functionality in a sensible way, which is one of the key reasons that in most cases it's better to build a new operating model than to try and start with the financial close model and adapt it. An operating model might not model the construction period fully. If that's all now in the past, that's another simplification you can make. But I think one of the really key things about operating models is how long they're used for and who they're used by. And they should be really, really light and easy to use, because they're going to run for a long time and be operated by someone whose main job is not modeling. So that must be key to all aspects of the design.